Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing my thoughts and reaction to yesterday's debut of the brand new second trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming. Damn, they sure showed a lot for a Marvel movie, didn't they? Marvel is pretty good about not showing too much or revealing too much in most of their trailers. But this one had quite a few people in an uproar from online comments I read and just reactions I got from friends and coworkers. People said, before I had seen it myself, other people told me, yeah, it shows a lot. Or it's like, oh, it shows the whole movie. I'm like, really? That is so interesting because Marvel is usually does a good job of not doing that. However, a friend of mine did point out that this is also a Sony film, mostly a Sony film. So Sony may have been the ones who handled the post-production on this trailer or handled the publicity for it. And that's why they did it, and not Marvel. But who knows? It's hard to say. Um, but I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was very good, very exciting. I thought I thought it was pretty cool, revealing that Iron Man helps him pull the ship, put it back together. Because in the first trailer we saw, it ended with him like in midair with his hands full of the webbing, trying to pull the two pieces of the ship that was split in half by the Vulture, hold them together, and it's revealed that Iron Man helps him. Now, whether or not they went to the ship together, or Iron Man, Tony Stark, happened to be in his tower and he saw this breaking story on the news, and then he sees Spider-Man is struggling, so he decides to throw on a suit and helps the kid put the ship back together, because it immediately cuts to that scene where he's lecturing about what happens if someone had gotten hurt or someone had gotten killed, and then he tells him to give him back the suit. He's like, I'm nothing without the suit. If you're nothing without the suit, then you've got a problem, or something like that. I'm like, damn, that's a little harsh and disheartening to say to a young and up and coming superhero. But I doubt that was the big Spider-Man Iron Man moment. I mean, that could have been one of the moments in the film, and they just gave us a tease as to what their relationship is going to be like. Tony being sort of the mentor advisor regarding how to be a new superhero, or like how to become an Avenger, or not necessarily become an Avenger, just how to be a superhero. And I loved the scene with when his friend realizes that he's Spider-Man, and it cuts to every little scene where they're watching the fitness video with apparently Captain America in a super old fitness video in gym class, and he points it out to him. He's like, do you know him? He's like, yeah, I stole his shield once. And then the best part is where he asks him if he can try on the costume, and later we see him with at least the hood on his face. He's like, so I like that kid. I like that character so far, and obviously he's gonna be like Peter's best friend, or only friend in the film. We got glimpses of Aunt May. We got glimpses of the love interest played by, I hope I say her name right, Zendaya, I think her name is. I'm really sorry if I'm butchering that name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. The young, I believe she's African American or light brown skinned girl. We saw Peter kissing in the trailer when Vulture is threatening him. Oh, and speaking of Vulture, Michael Keaton looks great as our bad guy. And we got a little more backstory with him. Apparently, he's some kind of weapons developer, designer. And I was reading an article about the trailer, about the Vulture, and apparently he's like an evil, darker version of Tony Stark. Sounds like a weapons manufacturer, but with more evil intent and purposes, obviously. And it seems like the Vulture, what's implied is like the Vulture is developing and selling these highly powerful, destructive weapons to the criminal underground of New York, and that makes Spider-Man's job that much harder to keep the peace and maintain justice and whatnot. And if Spider-Man continues to interfere with the Vulture's selling operations of selling and distributing these weapons, that's going to bring those two to a head. And then in that moment in the trailer where he's talking about I got to take care of my family, and then it cuts to that actor. I hope I say his name right, Bokeem Woodbine, who is apparently playing Shocker in the film. We knew that the character would be appearing in the movie, but we did not have an official confirmation as to who it would be. The last rumor was that this actor was Mr. Woodbine was going to be playing this character, and this trailer seemingly confirmed that. And what I'm curious about is if if Vulture and Shocker are only two villains in the film, or if there's one more. Because I could have sworn there was a third bad guy who's supposed to appear, or at least have his presence teased in the film or something like that. But for now, for certain, we definitely have for our bad guys Vulture and Shocker, and for our good guys Spider-Man and Iron Man. Now, what's most likely going to happen is we're going to see some awesome fight scenes between Spider-Man and Vulture, and possibly Spider-Man, Vulture, and Shocker. But I think what would look really cool, like for a great finale or climactic battle, Spider-Man and Iron Man fighting Vulture and Shocker, with Vulture taking on Iron Man, Vulture taking on Spider-Man, and Iron Man taking on Shocker. Or maybe Spider-Man will take them both on without Iron Man's help, and maybe we only see Tony Stark don the suit in that scene when he helps put the ship back together. Either way, this trailer was great. Yeah, it showed a little bit much, but fortunately, from my own personal experience, no matter how many sneak peeks or trailers we get from any film, I'm still left surprised and satisfied with the final result of the movie, for the most part. There have been a few exceptions here and there, but for me, I personally have never had a problem with seeing too much in a movie trailer. But I could see why other people had an issue with this trailer, but other people seem quite excited and pleased for it. You know, Spider-Man's back in the MCU. He's got Iron Man showing him how to do things, and he's figuring stuff out for himself. And it feels like a coming-of-age story for an up-and-coming superhero. So it's pretty exciting stuff, and I was pleased with what I saw. I think one of the highlights was when we saw during that fight scene where Spider-Man is on his back on the sand or on the dirt, and Vulture has his foot on his chest, and he pushes his foot into his chest, and it makes the three claws or talons come out and grip down on him. I'm like, ooh, that was cool. I liked that. I liked seeing that. I loved that we saw more of the Vulture, because Vulture is a very interesting character and looks like a total badass villain, so I'm excited. So what did you guys think of the trailer? Like it, love it, hate it? Were you already excited for the film, and did this leave you more excited or less excited? Please feel free to sound off down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from everybody. If you want to disagree with one another, that's perfectly fine. We're all entitled to our opinions. However, no unnecessary hostile internet trolling, please. You can disagree with one another, but please keep it civil and respectful. Thank you for understanding. Also, check out my Facebook page in the description down below. I think you'll like what you see. I'll have it down there momentarily. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more reaction videos like this one for movie trailers. I promise you guys, I am working on upgrading my system to bring you newer and better and more engaging reaction videos where you can actually watch me watch the trailer for the first time. I'm working on getting that upgrade, so thank you so much for bearing with me. Have a great rest of the night. Spider-Man Homecoming hits theaters this summer, July 7th. Mark your calendars. I'm sure we'll be hearing a news or an announcement regarding ticket sales within the next few months. Have a great rest of the night, everybody. Thanks again for stopping by, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.